Actually, the World Health Organization defines pandemic fatigue as feeling demotivated about following recommended behaviors to protect ourselves and others from the virus. So in other words, ano lang siya, simple lang siyang demotivation feeling. It's not generally a disorder, but it's more on I feel tired and I'm unmotivated doing tasks given to me. So I am having that pandemic fatigue. However, that pandemic fatigue may not result to clinical attention or psychological condition if ma-address properly. So kung kanina, sinabi natin, Carl, na ay pag gutom, kain, pag antok, matulog, ma-address natin yung fatigue kasi we are helping ourselves not to feel demotivated or tired when na-address natin yun. However, when do we know? Kapag kahit gaanong kain natin, kumakain naman ako regularly. I eat 8 glasses a day. I sleep 8 hours for every night, no? Tapos I try to work as much as possible and be productive. But still, there's something wrong that I am feeling. What are those thin line or the differences? I'd like to share, Miss Chantel, 3 Ds. Others would share 4 Ds. It's okay. First is distress. When we say distress, sa Tagalog nito ay bagabag. I don't know how will you call that in your language or in your dialect, but bagabag, distress, meaning discomfort. Sa Tagalog, balisa. Yun.
Oh my God. Di mapakali, maray inana.
Yeah, something like that. So, meaning there is distress, there is uncomfortability that I am feeling deep within me. It may not be seen, Chantal, by your friends, but deep within you are so bothered. So how does it manifest when you're emotionally bothered or when you're thinking not okay? Others would have also the result of dysfunctionality. So bothered siya emotionally, you have that distress, nababagabag siya. Ang second is what we call dysfunctionality. Ano yun? So sobrang bagabag niya, hindi na makatulog, hindi na makakain, wala nang panlasa, ayaw nang magkain, or kung hindi naman, sobra naman, tulog ng tulog, kain ng kain, puyat ng puyat. You know what I'm trying to say? It's extreme. Extreme responses to something that they are not capable of handling. That what they think, no? Yun yung iniisip na, ay, hindi ko ma-handle yung deadlines ng boss ko, yung modules that I have to submit. It's overwhelming for me. So therefore, it seems like I cannot do anything about it, but I'd eat. So meaning, poor ang coping. So, dysfunction na siya. It means to say, hindi mo na na-attain yung purpose mo when in the first place, if we are mentally healthy, we can cope. But for someone na may thin line na kailangan natin i-reconsider for possible psychological condition, there is dysfunctionality. Hindi na nakaka-contribute or hindi nakakatulong sa community. Nagiging pabigat na siya, Chantel. Ay, bakit ang daming absenteeism ni Carlo? Dati, okay pa siya.
Kahit sa bahay po. Kahit sa bahay po ba, may dysfunctionality sa relationships.
I agree. Meron. For example, sa bahay, dati kasabay kumain, Chantel. Dati kumasabay. Dati naliligo. Very basic yung hygiene. Pero tagal. Hindi
Once a week na lang.
Oo.
4D yan ah. Opo.
So very nakaka-bother siya. And then,
The third
D is danger. Meaning, what the person is doing is creating a threat to the community. Not just to the community, but to oneself. For example, if I will not eat or hunger strike, matagal na akong hindi kumakain, ano mangyayari sa akin? Magugutom, pasma. No? So may pasma din ba dyan sa Bisaya? Yung nanay ko Bisaya. So, Oo, pinapapasma daw siya. Ayan, so, nalilipasan ng gutom. So, this danger na yun. What else? If I will not sleep and later on, my mood or my feelings will not be stable, baka later on, makaisip ako na magpakamatay. Right from that, killing others, no? Surprising, Miss Chantel and Carl, na lately may nabalitaan ako na may pinatay ng kapatid. I don't know if you've heard those news, no? Pero it's basically very, 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 I should say, very sad to know because that person may be experiencing some psychological condition, yet they were not able to receive some help they need, no? So yes, distress, dysfunctionality, and danger. If I may also add one, D, it's like deviant. Kakaiba na siya, no? When we say deviant, yung behaviors na, like what I said earlier, medyo out of the context. Magtaka magtataka Carl yung kasama mo sa bahay, ay kakaiba na siya, kakaiba na yung kapatid mo dati. Masaya naman siyang kumain. Dati, okay, before, she loves eating the foods that, she would order. But now, although she would order the foods from Grab, she would put it aside and, would not attend and would not eat. So, medyo deviant, out of the context na yung mga behaviors na. And others can actually notice. Unlike distress earlier, na parang hindi obvious. Pero yung deviant, papansin mo, ay, kakaiba na siya, out of the norm. So, therefore, it may need some clinical attention. No? So, if I may also add, distress, dysfunctionality, danger, and then deviant.
Ayun, thank you, Doc. That was very clear. Yung deviant po ba, Doc, pwede po din po ba yung dapat nakakaiyak yung sitwasyon pero siya tumatawa? Parang ganun po ba din? Meron po bang pagkaganon?
It's like the person would respond differently from what is expected.
Opo, oo. So, yun,
Yeah. It could also be one. Although, not just deviant, but it may also show dysfunctionality. Kasi, ang function ng emotions is to somehow regulate properly. If the people around you, you feel happy, so ikaw din happy. Pero pag may dysfunctionality, you're not serving the purpose of the happiness. Na parang, ay, masaya ka, pero ikaw bakit malungkot? So there's something wrong. So aside from deviant, it may also show some dysfunctionality. Hindi na siya functioning. Kumbaga sa sakyan, bakit parang hindi na umaandar, hindi na napreno?
Ayun.
So sa atong mga kapaglaom, ay, sorry, Doc.
No problem.
4Ds. 4Ds
4Ds,
kapag laom,
yes.
Carl, no?
Yeah.
So, distress, dysfunction, danger, and deviant. Ayun. So, before you proceed sa imong question, Kuya, this is a question that has been bothering me, Doc ba? Kasi po, it's hard naman po kasi like, muadto ta sa atong boss, and ingnan na nato na, boss, murag, dili kay ko motivated mo work today. And then murag people were like, hello, kita tanana sa pandemya, everybody's trying to survive here, what makes you special? Murag it's silencing everybody also, murag pag naaslay, pag naaslay inana nga kaagi ba na murag dili na lang sad sila mo saba, di na lang sad sila mo tingog, and then they'll just work and work until mo break or mubuto na, or di ba na po inana nga tendency, Doc?
Right. It's like how they handle the stresses, parang for them, it's overwhelming na, or may feeling din ba, Chantal, na feeling ko my boss, is not considerate of my situation, may ganun bang feeling?
Oo.
Yeah. Actually, we all have that longing. We all have that kind of feelings that we want to be recognized. It's like saying we all need to have that feelings of being validated. Kasi all emotions are to be validated. But it doesn't mean that pag validate natin, you must be feeling tired. Kailangan natin mag-respond positively. That's why if you're asking me na paano i-handle kapag may ganong pakaramdam na hala, feeling ko hindi man lamang ako in-attend ng boss ko. We cannot also blame our supervisor kasi they are also doing their tasks. So meaning, we cannot control over others' emotions.
True.
You agree with me, no? But
Yes.
what I can control is my response to my boss, no? So, in other words, how my boss will treat me, how my boss will dictate or dictate talaga, or will require me to do those tasks. Nasa sa kanya yun. Baka siya rin ay sobrang nasa-stress din ng kanyang boss.
Opo.
So, down lang binababa niya lang yung task. So, tayo naman, oo, binababa yung task. Kapag dating sa atin, ay, ang dami-dami naman na ito. Pagod na ako. Ayun. Tapos wala akong karapatan mag-express kasi I'm just a rank and file. There's nothing I can do but anything, no? So those feelings are valid. Meaning, feelings would make us feel alive. Feelings are parts of us which makes us human being, no? Tao tayo. And it's even part of the definition of World Health Organization for mental health. But it doesn't mean that we will keep our feelings and we will not be resilient. The World Health Organization defines emotional resiliency. So in other words, Shan, maganda na ma-recognize natin na, and Carla, ay, nakakapagod, sige, mag-nap muna kaya ako ng 5 to 10 minutes. Then later, I'll try to do it again. So, kasi napping, ito pala, power nap. I don't know if you have tried that, Carl, before.
Yes! Nasosobrahan lang minsan.
Hindi na napping.
Opo.
Right?
Yes. Oo.
Maganda
So,
siya.
mga kapaglaong atong nabatian, no, unsa ning pandemic
Mao
fatigue,
gani.
unsa yung mga sinyales. Ang question now, Doc, kung hindi natin mapipigilan itong pandemic fatigue, mag-lead ba ito sa anxiety attack or depression?
Oh, that's a very good concern. I agree. It may lead to either anxiety, depression, and other psychological conditions. Maybe ano pa nga, schizophrenia and all. Pero it's valid na kapag hindi siya addressed, and I'm glad that the SPUC, ADRA, in collaboration with Hope Channel, you guys are very hardworking to promote and advocate mental health. Because it's true, if these will not be addressed as soon as possible, maraming tao ang pwedeng makaranas ng depression. Much more, Carl, kasi may social distancing. Sanay tayo na
True
kapag
po.
kausap natin, kaya ka pa natin, hi, good morning, beso-beso.
Opo,
Happy
opo.
Sabbath. Ngayon, wala na. So, any form of adjustments, any form of changes would create something within us, right? Because we are human beings. We relate with our community. We relate with the environment that we are in. So if we are not able to handle the changes properly, mahihirapan tayo, no? So, pag hindi natin na-handle yun, hindi natin na-recognize na, ay, kailangan ko palang mas maging masipag ngayong online. Kasi kahit online, yung mga requirements, hindi pa rin nagbabago. Yung mode lang ng pag-attain or mode lang to attain your goal, yun lang ang siguro yung nagpalit. Dapat online na. The way I teach online, but still, it's way of teaching, no? So, the way lang, yung mode lang nag-change. So, meaning, I have to be aware the changes that I have to face. Dati, I have to travel. Ngayon, I have to click the Zoom and log in and teach, no? So, dati si Chantal siguro sa, I don't know kung ano yung changes niya sa ADRA, pero baka dati nag-hopping kayo ng lugar, pero ngayon siguro, when you do meeting, sa Zoom na lang, tapos iba't ibang tao nag-join, no? So, there are changes that we have to accept and we have to adjust. So,
Ayun.
kung ang question mo earlier, Carl, it may lead, yes, it may lead if you're not able to be resilient enough and handle those adjustments and accept those changes that we cannot control.
Ayun. I really love how Doc Orbon puts it nga. It's kind of an inside working pa ba before things gets worse, Doc, no? Kanang dili pud nato katubiton sa part pod nga ingon ni Doc nga dili pud nato isalig sa uban nga ilang response to whatever internal struggle we're in kay ilaha pud nang positively i-take or i-validate pud na nila murag ganahan ko sa parte nga naagyud kay dapat i-choose inside you, i-choose to think naka pud responsibility nga kanipod imong huna-hunaon or napod kay dapat bag-uhon sa imong huna-huna kay lagi mga kapaglaom naa man gyud pud ta sa pandemya nya kita tanan lahi-lahi gyud ta og ginaatubang and we do not want nga naay mag-suffer even more. Unfortunately, dili lang gyud pud nato mahibalan unsaon nga dili siya mag-suffer even more. Sa mo buto na, hala, kato ingon ni Doc nga, hala nag-attempt ito siya suicide. Dili di ba ta gusto makadungog ana? Hala nakuan dayto siya, nagikapoy na dayto siya, kanang nalisang na dayto siya. We do not want to hear news like that. It just so happens nga during the process before a person reach there, ana nga punto dili pud kay ta ka-handle sa iya hapon nga giagian. So thank you Doc for showing and for kanang elaborating how kanang practical ba nga ay kani akong hunaon ay kani ang bag-o karon nga dapat nako. So Doc, that was the first part of our discussion. Doc, we would like to show atong mga kapaglaom nga parte, di ba? Ang psychology department sa AUP nag-training diri sa Mindanao og mga volunteers. And Doc, nana ang bunga sa inyo nga training diadto sa Western Mindanao Conference. Tanaw nato ang ilaha nga report.
Due to the pandemic, there is also effect in our mental health that we can respond to this. Psychosocial support services is on the rise at Western Mindanao Conference on February 27, 2022 at Tiaman Bonifacio, Misamis Occidental. This event was in partnership with Adventist Development Relief Agencies, Adventist Community Services, Stronger Together Plus, along with the support of Western Mindanao Conference, especially to the Sabbath School and Personal Ministry Department in the leadership of Pastor Jennifer Coligado.
Nahimong malampuson ang psychological first aid rollout dinhi sa Western Mindanao Conference tungod sa pagpanalangin sa atong mabuhi nga Dios. Ug dili sab nako hikalimtan ang ato ang Stronger Together Plus uban sa ato ang in charge dinhi nga si Ma'am Chantel ug sa tanan usab nato nga mga first aid psychological first aid trainee nga sa ilahang time ug sa ilang pag-cooperate sa atong programa nga present jud silang tanan ug tungod dinhi ato gyud gina-implement kung unsa ka importante ang pagpakita sa pagtagad sa ato nga komunidad.
Stronger Together Plus project. O dako ko pasalamat sa ilaha nga karon nga adlaw nga ning ari gyud sila ning hago sila sa pag-ari diri sa amo ang barangay Tiaman napilian nga naa sila mga gagmay nga ipang hatag sa among barangay.
Health and other disaster response workers were called upon to provide psychological first aid to support people, especially the future young adults of tomorrow, helping them to build resilience and support amidst this crisis. Adventist Development Relief Agencies also helps in addressing needs in collaboration with governments, communities, and other organizations to foster successful service, support, and development.
Salamat sa Ginoo nga ingabot mo diri dapita bisan pa sa paaging ini nga nakabaton ako kalipay sa akong kinabuhi.
Pasalamat kini dako nga gihatagan kami og grasya gikan sa ADRA. Dako kay katabang. Medyo kaming mga naadres sa barangay Tiaman tungod sa pandemic hatagan og giya.
Today I will be experiencing my drawing from a little while later. I wanted to draw a house, so forever now, after generations of my family, God will bless my house. Today, I am having this program, and I am hoping that I will be fine today. God bless me, and God bless everyone.
Psychosocial support services recipients also receive psychosocial kits. For adults, they received a journal, ballpen, stress ball, and massage oil. For the kids, they also have drawing or coloring books, crayons, pencils, and envelopes. The same event ended with a delicious luncheon prepared by Tiaman SDA Church.
Sa ngalan sa lungsod sa Bonifacio, dako among pagpasalamat sa ADRA nga sa tibuok konferensya sa Western Mindanao kini nga lungsod ang natugpahan sa grasya sa mao nga programa o specifically dinhi gyud nahitabo sa barangay Tiaman. Di lamang pagpanghatag kundi naagya po nagasentro atong gipakita ang espirituhanong pakiglambigit ngadto sa atong mga katawhan dinhi sa barangay. Among ibalik pagpasalamat sa atong konferensya dinhi sa Western Mindanao uban ang ato ang presidente binasahan mga directors nga involved nini.
Research evidence of reasonable quality demonstrates that PFA training significantly improves knowledge of appropriate psychosocial response and PFA skills in supporting people in acute distress, thereby enhancing self-efficacy and promoting resilience, and PFA is the best ministry the people of God can offer. According to Counsels on Health of Ellen White, the world is in need of workers who will labor as Christ did for the suffering and the sinful. There is indeed a multitude to be reached. The world is full of sickness, suffering, distress, and sin. It is full of those who need to be ministered unto, the weak, the helpless, the ignorant, and the degraded. This program aided patients' mental and emotional recovery after traumatic events such as disasters and pandemic. In response to God's love, we are serving others in the same way we are serving Him. This is April Rodrigo from Hope Channel, Western Mindanao.
Thank you, Kayo, Western Mindanao Conference. No, kay
Palakpakan.
Pastor Jennifer
Coligado.
Coligado, and to Sir Renivoy Makilang.
Yes.
And to all psychological first aiders. Salamat kayo ninyo, no?
And to Hope Channel Western Mindanao
Yes, Hope Channel
para
Western
sa
Mindanao.
pag-cover
Thank you po.
po nila. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Okay, mga kapaglaom, hello Doc, we're
back. Yes.
So, ganina, hisgot ko, nangutan ako kay Doc kung ang kining pandemic fatigue will lead us to anxiety
Oh, depression.
and depression. Then Doc said that, yes, it will lead to that, no?
Yes,
And
kuya.
the question, Doc, follow-up question is, what is the difference naman po sa stress and as well as depression, no?
And anxiety.
And anxiety. Yeah.
Murag in a nutshell, Doc, very briefly, in layman's term. No?
Para masabtan sa itong mga
Oo,
kapaglaom.
para masabtan sa itong mga kapaglaom.
But before that, before I answer, ang ganda, napanood ko yung video, natawa ako siya.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations to Adra kasi you were able to, come up with those activities and projects. I believe maraming na-bless. Salamat sa inyo dyan.
Yes.
Partners tayo doon,
Yes,
Doc. Partners
yes.
po
WBC
tayo
University of
doon.
the
Sila po
Philippines,
nag-training sa atin.
May 6 pa, Doc. May 6 conferences and missions pa.
Yes, we're waiting for theirs also. Yes po, Doc. Sige, Doc.
Yeah, so for the stress, it's actually stressors na kaya nating handle. Kumbaga parang, lang siya, level ng sili, kaya, stress. Pwede siyang i-handle. But for anxiety, may mga layman's terms na anxious ako, nababagabag siya. Pero I'd like to go back earlier na yung anxiety actually is future-oriented. Ibig sabihin doon, Miss Chantel, tsaka Carl, nababalik sa kinabukasan na hindi mo alam. So marami kang iniisip, balisa yon. Future siya, excessive. Sobra ba yung preoccupation niya doon sa hindi niya alam sa hinaharap. So merong pangaramdam na hindi mapakali, anxious, pero ang depression naman ay past-oriented. So kung ang anxiety ay future-oriented, lagi siya nag-iisip, ano kaya, what if? Sa depression naman, past-oriented. So ibig sabihin, hindi makamove on sa nakalipas, Carl. Ayun. Past-oriented. And then, and then what happens kapag may depression, they don't see the future with positive feelings, meaning hopeless ka, ay, hindi ko na ata ito kaya. So, ang tendency nila, pag depressed, malamya, walang gana, walang lakas, So, ang anxious naman, kid up, laging aligaga, ayun. So, but for stress, it's a normal experience naman with anybody. Pwede maranasan yun. And when it comes to stress, most likely trigger siya ng mga problema sa sitwasyon sa paligid, But then, if I may try to kumbaga parang equate kung ano yung mga weight nila, yung stress kaya mong i-handle. Ang anxiety, it's basically a normal feeling na you are afraid of what may happen in the future. Pero kapag yung mga bagay na yon ay nakaka-apekto na, like what I said earlier, hindi ka na makatulog dahil nag-aalala ka, Carl, tsaka Chantal, kung ano mangyari bukas. Hindi ka na makakain kasi lagi mo nang inisip, yung nakaraan na nangyari sa akin. Hindi nabagsak ako sa work, nabagsak ako sa promotion, parang feeling ko hindi ko na kaya.
Bulag
dahil
na
doon,
Sakto.
hindi na makamove forward, So, pag may mga ganong karanasan, pwede na siya maging clinical depression. I think what I'm trying to say is, mararanasan natin yung depression na walang gana, mararanasan natin yung anxiety na lagi tayong balisa, anxious, nag-aalala, yung stress na tayo ay pagod. Pero these are normal feelings. However, if you recognize that, na-feel natin yun, I need to rest. If I am anxious, maybe I need to sleep. If I am tired, maybe I need to get some rest that I need. However, kung kailangan na talaga siya ng clinical attention, yun na yung sinasabi ko kanina, babalik tayo yung 4Ds. No?
Ayun.
So, natin yan madidelineate. But on how you will differentiate stress, anxiety, and depression, normal siya na kailangan natin i-recognize. But we need to consider anong difference ng normal anxiety, normal depression from clinical anxiety, clinical condition na mag-require ng 4Ds na ma-experience or makita natin na nararanasan ng isang tao.
Ayun, thank you very much, Doc, no? Gabi, briefly yun na-explain ni Doc. Thank you very much. Nagyod ay na siya, posible yun na, that doesn't mean nga dili na mahitabo sa to. It can be na may experience, pero nalang yun po'y clinical. Na, Doc, may question, ana, no, kanang clinical nga imong ginaingon, no, na depression, anxiety. We just like to welcome our caller. Oo, ato ang caller nga, ato ang pangutana, karon nga gabi, unsa man ang usa sa mga senyales sa pandemic fatigue. So we have Kapaglaw Miriam Fuentes from Nazareth, Doolra, Cagayan de Oro City. Kapaglaw Miriam.
Good evening.
Yes.
May gabi, ma'am. So ma'am, unsa imong mahatag nga isa ka senyales nga ang tao naga-experience siya na diayog pandemic fatigue?
Kanang magbation kag kakapoy.
Ayun, sakto, no? Kakapoy, especially na kapag Miriam ka ng kakapoy sa pagsunod sa mga protocols.
Di na gana mo
suot og mask.
Oo. Wala yung social distancing.
Oo, may galing na patay social distancing.
Thank you kayo.
Kapag
Nagsunod
Miriam.
ng kuan social distancing.
Opo.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Miriam. So, kapag Miriam, manawag minimo ha. Thank you kayo sa pag-participate. Kadaog ka 500 pesos.
500 pesos.
So, wala pag-get ka music, mahuman na lang ano program.
Going back siya, ganahan ko sa ginabalik-balik ni Doc nga i-recognize nato.
Kana nga term.
Di kita maging denial, no?
Dili.
For us to move on, let's recognize ang mga butang nga tabo sa ato.
Oo. Pero Doc, kanang speaking of i-recognize nato, napoy mga panahon nga dili kita ang maka-recognize, right? Unsa na mga panahon, Doc, nga kinsa man pud among duulan.
Kinsa yung mga qualified to assess.
Kinsa yung mga qualified to assess and to help us. What's the first thing that we have to do, especially kung mabati na mo nga, di ba na may tendency, na naging ko'y depression, mauna gyud ni, depressed na gyud ko. So, unsaon man na namo, Doc, pag kanang inana ba nga mailhan or ma-recognize jud fully nga clinical na ba ni nga depression or is this still a normal reaction to what is happening?
Alright, thank you for that, Sean and Carl. Actually, ang ganda pala ng pair niyo, Sean and Carl. But anyway, you're asking me paano ba malalaman or paano yung pwedeng gawin. First, look for a trusted person. Mahalaga talaga na meron kang trusted person na mapagkakatiwalaan, kaya nga trusted, na pwede mong mapag-expressan. So, let them know. Mahalaga na malaman nila saan ka nang gagaling. Let them know where you're coming from. Like, for example, I am very bothered, mommy. I'm very bothered, daddy. So, let them allow yourselves to express. So, talk. Mahalaga yung magkausap siyan. Mahalaga naman makaka-express ka. So, paano malalaman? Una sa mga magulang. Sila kasi yung mga indicators. Kung wala namang loved ones, yung pwedeng guardian, mga auntie, or even friends na mapagkakatiwalaan nyo din. Pero, kapag for example, nag-kausap na kayo ng parents mo, Carl, tsaka ng sweetheart mo, ng relatives mo, and then you were able to express sa kanila na you feel okay na nag-express ka, then later on, parang hindi pa din nare-relieve yung pangaramdam mo. Wala pa rin nagbabago, no? Kahit gaano mo sinusubukan na ipakalma yung sarili mo, hindi pa rin nababawasan. Maybe that's the time na kailangan mo na ng mga professional help. So who are these? Psychologists, the guidance counselors, pastors who are equipped with psychological first aid, pwede sila makatulong sa iyo. Don't hesitate. Ito pala, ang gusto ko siya. asking help is a form of courage.
Ganda
Asking
yun.
help is a form of
It's a form
courage.
of courage. Kasi marami tayong in denial, ay, kaya ko yan. Okay naman yan, bukas okay na yan. Pero hindi. We have to respect ourselves when we're not okay and when we're feeling tired, we need to rest. No? So the Lord is very clear. It's a Bible text that our body is the temple of God and we are to what? Take care of our
Opo.
body and be of help to other people. So in other words, we are to create, change or difference in the people around us. So pag nakikita natin, ay parang pabigat na siguro ako. Siguro sa problemang ito ay hindi na ako nagiging okay. Napapansin mo na. Pero hindi mo napapansin, yung boss mo, magbibigay siya ng feedback siya. Sasabihin ng boss mo, bakit late ka siya ngayon? Yung deadlines mo dati, okay naman. So sabi niya na hindi siya aware. Pero sinabi ng boss niya. So siguro, with that, it will help you be more aware. And what you can do is to express what you're feeling. So mahalagang expression. So ask help if needed. Then, if hindi mo na na-address nung panahon na kailangan mo ng immediate help, look for professional people like psychologists, guidance counselors, psychometricians who are also equipped with psychological first aid, and pastors who are very much willing to also listen to you when you're not feeling okay. So mahalaga yon. Kasi ang emotions natin, Shan,
Opo.
ay mahalaga na bigyan natin ng attention para later on makasurvive tayo. Kasi yung buhay ay weather lang.
Pero mas maganda yung weather dyan sa inyo, Doc. Maulan.
Kaya nga pinili kong background.
Opo. Doc Orbon, thank you very much. I believe we can go on. It's just that our time will not allow,
Siguro
no?
na pa yung next.
Lagi, yes, Doc.
We will get invite, Doc
Yes,
Orbon.
of course, no. And we have really been blessed, ako personally, and kita po,
Yes,
and atong mga
Dagan pa
kapaglaom.
ko'y pangutan na ba?
Ako po, dagan pagod ko ba?
Siguro next time.
Nagtanaw ko, ano din si 4D
Next time
siya.
siguro.
Hello, man naman di ay, Doc.
Yes.
Dagan gyud kayong salamat sa panahon nga imuhang gihatag sa amo karon nga Domingo pud, no. And I'm sure nga kani siya madunggan og mahimo nga panalangin sa mga tao nga naminaw sa Facebook, YouTube, TV og sa radyo. So Doc, we will be praying for your ministry dira sa Adventist University of the Philippines, and until next time, thank you, Doc Orbon.
Thank you, Doc Orbon.
Ayan. So sa ato mga kapaglaom nga namati, daghan pud kayong salamat sa inyo, ha. Gusto mo na mo invite, no, nga i-message ang inyo kung napon mo yung mga pangutana nga murag nabitin mo, kay murag nabitin pud ko.
Nabitin po ko.
I-message dira sa atong
Ato
Facebook
ng
page.
pagdiskasan, yes.
Yes, Stronger Together Plus. So natay natay Facebook page, no? So please isend rin yung mga pangutana og unsa pa gyud inyong gusto mahibal-an, hilabi na aning topiko sa maayong paghuna-huna kaning mental health. So kapag Laumkar,
Yes.
natay pasalamatan.
Yes, salamat kayo sa atong mga viewers, no? Ang atong nabaluan karong gabi unang, ako ginabaluan siya, no? Nga it is normal to need mental health support, mga
Yes,
kapaglaom.
that's
So, salamat kayo sa atong mga viewers dira sa Facebook, YouTube, o sa ato nga naminaw diya sa Hope Radio. Kita ay ta sunod diri lang sa
We are Stronger Together Plus.